Charges against two parents charged with assault will likely be upgraded to murder after their infant died in the hospital.
A Clay County man is now accused of murdering his father and stepmother back in December. The latest on the investigation ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. A sad update this afternoon. A 7-week-old baby in Laurel County has died. Police say she was abused by her parents.
Police say the baby suffered a severe head injury earlier this week and was transported to Kentucky Children's Hospital, where she died last night. Gary and Jessica Nicely are both charged with assault and wanton endangerment, but more serious charges are expected. WKYT's Victor Puente is in London with the latest on the investigation. It's our top story at 4:30.
Both of those infants were taken to UK Children's Hospital last week. Now their parents will likely face murder charges after one of them died. Gary and Jessica Nicely are both being held in the Laurel County Detention Center on charges of assault and wanton endangerment, but they could soon be charged with murder. Last week, Gary Nicely was arrested after his 7-week-old daughter had been taken to a local hospital with severe injuries. She and her twin were both transported to UK Children's Hospital. Yesterday, the children's mother, Jessica Nicely, was also arrested. But both parents will likely be facing a murder charge after that infant died last night around 6:30. Police say both parents claim the other is responsible. They say the surviving child had prior bone fractures but could get out of the hospital today. There were other children in that home, a 4- and 7-year-old. Deputies said it's possible there could be more charges related to both of them. A neighbor said she saw those older children often.
The mom and dad would be inside, the door would be shut, and the two little ones would be outside running. They would play in my front yard. The mom wouldn't pay no attention to them. I've seen the little girl wear the same shirt and pants for 2 or 3 days at a time.
Both of the Niceleys are set to have their preliminary hearing next Tuesday. We should know by then if their charges have been upgraded to murder. In Laurel County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
And that child's body was taken to Frankfort for an autopsy. 9 months later, a break in a double murder case. Police have been working since December to get to the bottom of a Clay County double murder case in which a husband and wife were both found shot to death.
And now authorities believe they have it solved. Caleb No talked with state troopers and has the latest from London.
Well, it was nearly 9 months ago when Shirley and Leon Jackson's pastor found them dead in their Clay County home. Now, at the time, police were not sure what exactly led up to the incident. But now, after months of investigation, they're saying the couple's son is actually to blame for the double murder. Police arrested 35-year-old Gregory Jackson Thursday after a grand jury indicted him. The indictment states Jackson shot his parents and destroyed parts of the scene by removing shell casings, and even broke a window to make it look like there was a burglary.
For the past 9 months, state police detectives have been knocking on a lot of doors, interviewing a lot of folks in that community where the murders took place, done a lot of interviews, and they've done a lot of hard work on this case to come to this conclusion.
Furthermore, the indictment states Jackson also stole his father's gun. Now, along with the 2 counts of murder, Jackson is also facing charges of first-degree burglary, theft, tampering with physical evidence, and persistent felony offender. Reporting in Laurel County, Caleb No, WKYT.
And we asked to speak with Jackson about the incident, but he declined our request for an interview. Fresh fall-like air back in the bluegrass this afternoon with plenty of sunshine and those low, cooler temperatures.
It is hard to be inside, and this trend is expected to take us through the holiday weekend. We want to check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Everybody loves Chris today.
You know what? You said it best, not with Everybody Loves Chris, but about how hard it is to be inside on a day like this. They actually have me chained to this desk to keep me in here. But we're looking outside. At least I have a weather window to the world, and we have some high clouds, and those are clouds that are actually coming in from our tropical system that is down into the Carolinas as of now. We look at your Defender radar network, no precipitation out there, but you can see those clouds into the southeastern part of the state, and those clouds are actually working toward the west. So go outside if you want to see some tropical clouds. You're actually seeing those from a tropical system that is down into the Carolinas. Temperatures out there this evening will drop from 74 just before sundown to the upper 60s and then low 60s by 11 o'clock. Absolutely cool and pleasant temperatures across the region. That is how we're kicking off the weekend.
We are blessed here with this weather, but certainly down in Florida, they are having some real troubles. Tough situation.
It is. That was a Hurricane Hermine that came ashore last night, broke an 11-year drought for Florida without a landfalling hurricane.
It's been that long.
It had been since Wilma in 2005. Wow. And Hermine came ashore last night around, officially, I think, making landfall a little after 1. Here's what's left of the storm, Sam, and it is over land, so it's weakened. It's on top of the Charleston, South Carolina area. Look at all the heavy rain, still a lot of surf, and the possibility of tornadoes. That's usually the case with a landfalling tropical system. That's going to emerge back out into the water over the Atlantic, and those ocean temperatures off the eastern seaboard are way, way warmer than normal, all the way up to around New York City. You've got waters that can support a tropical system, or at least a post-tropical system that, by the way, would still keep a name. It just wouldn't fit the textbook definition of a true tropical system. It would kind of be like Sandy was a hybrid type of a system. It would still keep the name and do a lot of the same damage. That's the track coming up over the next several days. And look what it left behind into Florida. Look at all the rain down there. Better than 10 inches of rain just to the north of the Tampa area and toward the Big Bend of Florida. And folks across the Carolinas may be seeing similar scenes playing out.
Real quickly, did it move fast, or is that a normal speed for getting out of Florida?
It's moving pretty good right now. The problem is going to come later this weekend, early next week. It gets to the mid-Atlantic states and offshore, and it's going to sit there. We may be talking about this system, Hermine, Thursday, Friday of next week still. Possibly sitting out there across the western Atlantic.
Almost a week.
Yeah, almost a week. That's right.
Thanks, Chris. Hermine could also have a devastating effect on Florida's fight against Zika. There's concern that the heavy rainfall that Chris has been talking about and the high winds will sideline efforts to control the mosquitoes. Michelle Miller has more.
We've got to get rid of standing water. That's the most important thing we can do now and after this storm hits.
In the lead up to Hurricane Hermine, Florida officials have been relentless, removing even the smallest traces of water to stop the spread of Zika.
I think all of us expected that there would be mosquitoes carrying Zika.
After inspecting nearly 2,500 samples, Florida officials identified the virus in 3 groups of mosquitoes trapped in Miami Beach, a first in the continental United States.
If there are positive traps, we know when, we know where, all right? We can identify where this transmission is occurring.
One of those positive traps was at the Miami Beach Botanical Garden, which is temporarily closed while crews remove its featured bromeliad plants. The flowers collect water where mosquitoes can breed.
One mosquito lobby there.
And while Hurricane Hermine could drop more than a foot of rain in parts of the state, scientists say its impact on mosquitoes is a double-edged sword.
The good news about hurricanes is they can wash away a mosquito population. The downside is that the hurricane will interrupt any ongoing efforts at mosquito control, and then as the floodwaters recede, we could see the reappearance of mosquitoes.
Another problem Florida is facing in fighting Zika is cost. The director of the CDC said this week that funds have almost run out. The House will consider a $1.1 billion Zika bill when it returns from vacation next week. Michelle Miller, CBS News, New York.
The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services said that 95 more trapped mosquitoes have tested negative since those 3 were found. Intensive trapping and testing continues.
A nun murdered in Mississippi almost 2 weeks ago was laid to rest this afternoon here in Kentucky. Sister Paula Merrill was a member of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth and had been working in a health clinic in Mississippi. Hundreds attended her funeral. Our Hillary Thornton shows us how she's being remembered.
The focus today here at the funeral mass for Sister Paula Merrill was not on her tragic death, but instead on the legacy she leaves behind. It is a legacy of a lifetime dedicated to service.
Many small people can do many small things in many small places and change the face of the world. And you know, that was Paula, that was Margaret, and that's a lot of these sisters here.
Those sisters, alongside of family and friends, filling St. Vincent Church of Nazareth to remember a life they say was well lived. Sister Paula Merrill was a member of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth based in Nelson County, a congregation she joined 50 years ago. Sister Merrill worked as a nurse practitioner in Mississippi, where she had lived since the 80s. She worked with Sister Margaret Held, The nuns dedicating the last couple decades of their lives to serving the underprivileged in their Mississippi community. Last week, both 68-year-olds were murdered inside the home they shared. Today, hundreds celebrating Sister Meryl's life. Her fellow sisters say today was difficult, but also an important part of their healing process.
Human nature to want revenge and to want to right a wrong. And my call and our call as people of Christ is to be that face of forgiveness.
Family members say they know as they move through the court process, the coming weeks and months will be very difficult, but they say they will continue to cling to that legacy she leaves behind. In Nelson County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And police in Mississippi have arrested Rodney Earl Sanders for the nuns' deaths. He is charged with 2 counts of capital murder.
It's only September, but it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Dollywood. We'll take you there.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
We are cool across the Bluegrass State, at least compared to where we've been over the past 3 months. Temperatures into the upper 70s this afternoon for most thermometers across the land. 77 seems to be the temperature of the hour. We will take it and we will run with it. Defender Radar Network. Nothing showing up across central and eastern Kentucky. If you're expecting some precipitation, keep on expecting. This is not a pattern that is going to throw a lot of juice our way over the next couple of weeks. It's a pattern that is now flipping around. We're going to get a little steamy again middle and end of next week, but I'm sensing a little colder shot of air coming the following weekend and the week after that. You know me, I like to set the stage for a few weeks in advance. Here's what we are seeing, though. Cloud cover into parts of eastern Kentucky, and we have our tropical system that is across the southeastern seaboard that is right on top of the Charleston, South Carolina area, and that is going to continue to work its way slowly but surely up into North Carolina and maybe back out over the open waters. And it's only throwing a little bit of cloud cover our way. You're getting in on those tropical clouds. So kiddos, you want to see some clouds from what is left of a hurricane, go outside and look up right now. Look toward your southeast, and you're going to see the northern edge of what is left of Hermine. And Hermine is going to stick around for a while. That'll continue. You can actually see where it's going to go. It'll probably emerge back over the Atlantic, not too far away from Hatteras at some point as we go into tomorrow or tomorrow night. Does that impact our weather? Short answer is no, outside of a little cloud cover. 11 o'clock this evening. Thermometers low in mid-60s. High school football fans, perfect. Tomorrow morning, if you're up for a little jog early in the morning, a little fog is out there, but look at the numbers. 55, 54, 53. We can do that. Low 70s around noontime, 5 o'clock tomorrow, upper 70s to low 80s. Very similar to today. You're going to have that breeze that blows as well, and that's kind of that pressure gradient with high to our north, storm to our southeast, and that's funneling in those northeasterly winds that will continue to keep us dry and fairly cool into Sunday morning. Another morning into the 50s with an afternoon high 80 to 85 degrees. And again, it is mainly with a sunshiny sky. We go through 11 o'clock Sunday evening. No real change out there. What about your Labor Day itself? Upper 50s to around 60 to start. Plenty of sunshine that will roll on in, and that means your 3-day threat track has absolutely zero to show you. That's how I like it. The threat track this summer has been something every day to talk about. Right now, I've got nothing to talk about until we get toward the middle of next week, when we make a run toward 90 on any given day, but a storm or two will start to show back up during that time period. I need some downtime. Just so happens it coincides with Labor Day weekend. Far be it for me to complain.
I think one of us is working that day. I think 2 of us are off.
Who would be the one working? Oh, yeah.
But anyway, you can't complain about the weather. I don't care if you work Monday or not.
No, today would have been a good day to be off, though.
But we'll enjoy it for him, won't we?
Oh, I can feel the love.
We'll send you a burger.
Bring it.
Well, the annual Red, White, and Boom Music Festival kicks off tonight at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Our Deanne Stevens has a live preview for us next.
It's a really busy weekend, which is great. Some of country music's hottest stars are hitting the stage in Lexington for our Labor Day weekend.
And our very own Deanne Stevens is out and about at Whitaker Bank Ballpark with a live preview of tonight's performers. Hello, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark, where I found my own blanket. I mean, This is picture perfect weather. Hanging out with Herb and Ashley, and I'm kind of like crashing their father-daughter date here. You guys are from Bullitt County.
Yes.
You do Red, White, and Boom every year?
Every year.
Tell us about the lineup this year, because this year's a little bit different from the past.
It's awesome. A lot bigger lineup this year.
And you here to see anybody specific?
Eric Church.
Eric Church. I guess that's for you too. How much fun is it to hang out with your dad? I already asked, are you old enough to be having that drink with him?
Yes, I'm 25. It's a blast. I look forward to it every year. So.
And I'll tell you, I'm also checking out their backpack for some snacks in there because they are working us out here at Red, White, and Boom. Andy Shea is with us. Can you get me through the security guy here?
She's with me. She's good.
We got the gates open. First person's taking the stage. We got Maren Morris taking the stage at 5:30. You said to me, Deanne, we've never, ever had a lineup like this. This is an amazing year for Red, White, and Boom.
It's out of this world. I mean, when you think about that, Maren Morris is playing first out of 4 people here. She'd be the headliner last year. She'd be the headliner of the last 4 years combined. So, I mean, this is incredible.
And I might add, she could be the headliner for next year because Little Miss Maren Morris received 5 CMA nominations just this week alone.
It's amazing. I mean, you talk about the perfect time. This is so much fun. Absolutely beautiful out here. End of the season. What better way to close out the summer?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to move over here to Jay Cruz with 98.1 The Bull. Jay, we talked about Maren, who's up first, followed by Cam, and then go ahead and give the rest of the lineup.
Oh, Casey Musgraves. Oh, my God. You talk about a beautiful soul and a great singer.
Yeah.
Just one great songwriter. And then what do you say about Eric Church? You better strap on your big boy britches and get down here tonight because Eric puts on one heck of a show.
And it doesn't end here tonight because Red, White, and Boom, we have made 98.1 The Bull a 3-day festival.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? I mean, you think about that. It's been going on for over a decade now, right? And I remember the days when you had, like, I don't know, Sarah Evans and Mark Wills. But now you've got Eric Church, Jason Aldean, Thomas Rhett. Sunday night is Florida Georgia Line. It's just crazy.
Cole Swindell's going to be here too. A lot of fans for him. I love this. We were talking to the couple over here. Not the couple, the father-daughter date. The father-daughter. And they said this is such a tradition for them. They come year after year, and we want you to make it a tradition for your family as well. Come join us here for Red, White, and Boom. Some tickets still available. Just come on up to the gate at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
That's quite a lineup. Who's your favorite?
Oh, gosh. I would love to see Thomas Rhett tomorrow night. That is a huge act. And I was just thinking, you know, how many years we've sat out here and watched it rain and rain and rain.
Yep.
What an absolutely perfect weekend to have 3 nights of awesome music.
They hit a home run.
They did, literally.
Yeah. Late great Gene Wilder is returning to the big screen this weekend.
Yeah, 55 AMC theaters around the country will honor Wilder by showing 2 of his most popular films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Blazing Saddles, tomorrow and Sunday. Tickets are just $5 per film. Wilder died Monday due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. He was 83 years old.
While many of us are enjoying the last official weekend of summer, folks in Pigeon Forge are already looking ahead to the Christmas season. Dollywood is already transforming to a winter wonderland with poinsettias and 4 million Christmas lights being installed. And Dolly herself is at the park filming for her new movie, Christmas of Many Colors, that comes out this holiday season. It's the sequel to the hit movie about her life, Coat of Many Colors. Dollywood's Smoky Mountain Christmas opens on November 5th. California is home to celebrities, lavish homes, and bears. We'll take a look at how a trio of bears ended up on the Golden State area, the bridge.
Well, it is Friday, and it's a long holiday weekend for some folks, and just anything you want to do outside, what a great time to be doing it.
No, I took a bike ride today, hardly sweated. It was just that nice, cool feel to it. Beautiful weather, Chris. I don't know what you have planned for the weekend. Hopefully maybe taking a game, relax a little.
Yeah, just chill out and enjoy the nice weather and the unofficial end to summer. Folks out there today just soaking it up. No matter where you go, you're seeing people with a little extra pep in the step because it is a Friday. It's a Friday before the holiday weekend. Oh, and this nice weather that is out there. Those clouds you see in the distance, those are actually the far outer clouds from our tropical system that is now into parts of the Carolinas. Those clouds are coming at us from southeast to northwest, and they're not going to be producing precipitation, but they are cool to see, just given the fact that we know that they're coming from what was last night Hurricane Hermine. We will track what is left of that system and roll our way into the weekend with a new hour-by-hour forecast just ahead. Right now, speaking of rolling, let's see how things are looking on the highways and the byways with Officer Don.
Well, several collisions around the city right now, and the north side's just where we don't need them at the moment with red, white, and boom. We'll start with the collision at the interloop of New Circle and Newtown Pike, and that's causing problems for both in and outbound Newtown and on the in and outer loops of the circle at this moment. There's one at Lime and Maxwell Street. And then right down the road in between, there's a crash at New Circle and Bryan Station Road that has most of the outer loop blocked, it looks like, at the moment. Now, as far as traffic heading to the ballpark right now for the concert, backup starts about halfway between the interstate and the circle, and then it crawls the rest of the way in about 8 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, pack a little patience if you're heading that way. A very expensive Uber ride. Presidential pigs and bears go dumpster diving. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
This next story might have you start double-checking your bills. A Chicago man says he was billed more than $500 for an Uber ride he never took. Jason Holbrook says he was billed for, get this, a 45-hour and 46-minute-long Uber ride to go 23 miles. The Uber ride he requested was canceled by the driver, but he was still charged for it, $573.85 to be exact. Now, it took a while, but Uber did apologize to Holbrook and promised him a full refund. Lesson learned here, double-check your bills.
Indeed. Hillary Clinton is the winner of one presidential race. The Democratic candidate won by just a snout. It's not actually Hillary Clinton, but a piglet representing the Democratic candidate in the presidential pig race. During election years, the West Nugget Rib Cook-Off holds the race, picking two piggies to dress as presidential hopefuls. The hog was the clear winner, even by the hair of her chinny chin chin. In past races, the Obama piglet won in 2012, and the McCain pig won in 2008.
It was a bipartisan effort there, both parties. Three bears making quite the splash after a romp through a California neighborhood. Look at this, a black bear and her two cubs. Well, they took a dip in a Pasadena pool. But the fun didn't stop there. The three then went dumpster diving. Homeowners called 911 after the bears got a little too cozy around the homes. One dog even chased the bears off. It was a fun sight for many people. Fish and wildlife officers say it's not unusual for bears to be in the area, and they usually head back to the woods at night. Pretty good swimmers.
Apparently, they love the pool there.
Yeah,
so
just dive right on in.
I love that video. Bears never get old seeing that video. All right, stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock.